Tonight, as we come on the air in the West, a special edition of World News Tonight. Hurricane Milton making landfall at this hour, the dangerous hurricane. A major Category 3 storm, winds up to 120 miles per hour. They are warning of an historic storm surge. Tonight, the first images now coming in. Conditions worsening. The outer bands of the storm already slamming Florida's Gulf Coast with heavy rain and strong winds. A record storm surge up to 13 feet possible. Already tonight, an outbreak of tornadoes on the ground here, at least 30 reported tornadoes. A confirmed tornado crossing I-75. The images of one tornado tonight tearing through a neighborhood. Everything goes dark. Tonight, my interview with the hurricane hunters flying right into this hurricane. What they want you to know about the strength of this storm. And tonight, authorities now warning there will be no rescues until the hurricane passes. President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris with FEMA. The president calling this a matter of life and death. Vice President Harris calling into cable news and the Weather Channel to warn viewers about the danger. Ginger Z standing by with the new forecast just in from the National Hurricane Center on the strength of this storm and where it's going next. The other news this Wednesday night, the alarming scene in the cockpit, the flight that took off from Seattle. The captain suddenly losing consciousness and then dying mid-flight. The emergency landing at New York's JFK. There is also news tonight in the Sean Diddy Combs case. An attorney now signaling a growing number of alleged victims now coming forward. He says some of them were minors at the time of the alleged assaults. At least 120 accusers now, women and men. What Sean Diddy Combs is now asking for from the judge. The news coming in tonight of a small plane crash, 5 people killed, a cellular device, and an SOS call to 911, alerting authorities to the location of the crash. Tonight, a well-known actress revealing her battle with breast cancer. Also tonight here, a Las Vegas landmark comes crashing down for good. You'll see the images. And of course, our team right here in the hurricane zone at this hour. A special edition of World News Tonight for the West Coast starts right now.
From ABC News, this is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, reporting tonight from Tampa, Florida.
And good evening tonight from Tampa. We are here tonight as Hurricane Milton has just made landfall, a major Category 3 hurricane with 120-mile-an-hour winds just off Sarasota. This hurricane has now made landfall in Siesta Key. Authorities are warning of an historic and dangerous storm surge. I can tell you the winds have been extraordinary here. The rain coming in sideways. You can see it blowing here behind us. And as a precaution, we are broadcasting tonight for the West Coast inside a concrete parking garage to make sure that everybody here on the crew remains safe. I should also point out that in addition to this hurricane making landfall at this hour, there have been at least 30 reported tornadoes on the ground already. You can see the wind picking up. As we come on the air at this hour, the eye of this hurricane, again, just making landfall at Siesta Key. That's just outside Sarasota. Strong winds, storm surge already lashing the shore for some time. Here's the track making landfall in Venice, just south of Sarasota. High winds already powering waves and battering downtown. And then, of course, as I mentioned, the tornadoes. This home security camera capturing a tornado roaring through a neighborhood in Fort Myers. Everything suddenly going dark. Another tornado spotted on a traffic camera crossing I-75 west of Fort Lauderdale. This shows just how far and wide the effects of this storm have been felt for hours. Tonight here, my interview with the hurricane hunters from NOAA flying right into the hurricane, rocked by turbulence, what they witnessed inside the eye of the hurricane. And you're going to hear from the lieutenant commander just back on the ground tonight. President Biden late today coming before the cameras, warning of the dangers of this hurricane. And again, Hurricane Milton just making landfall as we come on the air here in the West tonight. So let's get the latest forecast just in from the National Hurricane Center. Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z is live in Fort Myers with the very latest for us. Ginger?
Well, David, now we have our landfall, as you mentioned, at Siesta Key, which is about 75 miles to my north. But look behind me. Do you see that little shed and that door? The door handle is pretty apparent, and the surge has made it up there. We've had to climb up here in the last hour because the surge has overtaken the entire pool deck. It's breached into the pool here at the hotel, and we are going to see onshore winds here, not just in Fort Myers, Port Charlotte, but all the way up close to that dirty side of the eye wall. Let's go ahead and go through the forecast because there's an extreme wind warning where you are. That means people need to be taking shelter immediately. You treat that like a tornado. So Bradenton, Clearwater, Tampa, all in that. little debris flying around me here. Sorry. Let's go ahead and talk about what's going to happen with the rest of the storm and how it's going to cross the center of the state. We have max sustained winds 120. It's got still an east-northeast movement at 15 miles per hour, so it's going to cruise. It's going to go really fast tonight. By tomorrow afternoon, Milton will be back in the Atlantic. Before that happens, though, tornado watches have been up throughout the day. They'll still stick with us tonight. Daytona Beach, Orlando, Melbourne, Tampa, and Sarasota. Watch for those twists to come on. We had big-time tornadoes. And the surge is happening now. You saw it behind me, but 9 to 13 feet just to our north, 8 to 12 around here, and 6 to 9 feet, David, around you. The surge is going to last for the next 4 or 5 hours, and high tide is early tomorrow morning, so it's only going to grow.
Ginger, just extraordinary wind gusts right here with this hurricane making landfall as we're on the air. Excellent reporting from you and the team. Please stay safe. We should point out that the stunning power of this hurricane was already clear even before landfall tonight. Those tornadoes ripping through neighborhoods, at least 30 reported tornadoes already. And of course, the real concern is this potentially historic storm surge that Ginger said is now following this hurricane making landfall. Victor Oquendo is in Sarasota, where they're obviously feeling this at this hour.
Tonight, monster Hurricane Milton unleashing a tornado outbreak across Florida. At least 30 twisters reported already. Authorities now confirm there have been fatalities. Terrifying home surveillance video capturing the moment this tornado roared through Fort Myers. The skies turning dark as it barrels down the street. Those howling winds tearing apart trees, damaging homes. AccuWeather on the scene, capturing the aftermath. The roof ripped right off Robert Haight's home. He and his family inside when it happened.
And we all started going for the hallway. Didn't even make it there in time. And I heard a piece of glass crack and it sucked the whole roof off. And I felt the thing suck me up. And I grabbed my kid and my wife and hunkered down.
Another tornado spotted on a traffic camera crossing I-75 west of Fort Lauderdale, far from where Milton is taking direct aim. The hurricane slamming Florida's Gulf Coast as it moves on shore. Powerful winds and torrential rain bending power poles in Matlacha near Fort Myers. Areas rocked by Hurricane Ian 2 years ago. Sarasota is getting hammered with rain well ahead of landfall. Everything you see behind me was destroyed by Helene, which brought 6 feet of storm surge here. Milton could bring more than twice that. That's a major fear tonight, a record storm surge of up to 13 feet, swamping low-lying areas. Parts of Sarasota already flooded. Calvin Bryant has lived in Sarasota since 1957, choosing not to evacuate. So when your family, your kids and grandchildren told you to please leave, what was your response?
I'm not going nowhere.
Many families heeding the warnings, jamming highways for days. 1,900 gas stations, about a quarter of all stations statewide, running out of fuel. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis urging the entire state to stay on alert.
It's not just about where it makes landfall. It's going to barrel across the state of Florida.
5 airports in the region suspending operations. More than 3,000 flights canceled or delayed. President Biden today calling it the storm of the century, alongside Vice President Harris, urging people to put safety first.
The bottom line is this hurricane poses an extreme danger, and we urge everyone in Florida to take extreme caution.
The vice president even calling into the Weather Channel to try to reach people about the dangers of this storm.
Understand the seriousness of this and your ability to frankly save your life, because this is expected to be not only dangerous but deadly.
David, more than 600,000 homes and businesses now without power throughout Florida. Here in Sarasota, our weather team confirms we are now in the eye, but this calm, it will not last long, bracing for a long night ahead. David?
Yeah, the split screen of the two of us, Victor, really points out what the eye of the storm looks like and then what the outer bands here. We're just north of you in Tampa, and we're really feeling the winds. You're in the calm here, but it's a momentary calm, I'm sure. Thank you, Victor. I did speak with the hurricane hunters from NOAA who flew right into this hurricane for hours today to assess its strength and its size. I spoke with Lieutenant Commander Josh Rannenberg just before we came on the air tonight. Lieutenant Commander Rannenberg, thanks for joining us here tonight. I know you flew on a 9-hour mission through this hurricane today. What can you tell us? What did you see?
We got in the storm pretty early. We started flying out at 3 a.m. and when we got to the eye of the storm, it was still a Category 5 hurricane, and I watched it grow from tropical storm to a Cat 5 monster within 2 missions, which is the fastest I've ever seen anything rapidly intensify.
I understand you witnessed what you call the stadium effect. You flew right into the eye of this hurricane. You hit turbulence. Take our viewers through what is the stadium effect. What did you see?
Yeah, when we were inside the eye of the storm was very hot. The air was much smoother, and the clouds kind of looked like a stadium building around us. We were at 8,000 feet looking all the way down to the ocean, and above us were cloud tops exceeding 55,000 feet. So just towering clouds spinning around us inside the eye of the storm.
Lieutenant Commander, I know you've flown through several hurricanes now over the course of many years. How do you compare this one, what you saw up there today?
This is the craziest storm that I've ever flown inside of, hands down. Multiple missions in a row with the worst turbulence I've ever seen, the most lightning, the deepest convection, and just the breadth of the storm, the reach it has is incredible, as well as the power behind it.
What would you say to folks here on the ground about the warnings that they have been given about the strength of this hurricane, whether it's a Cat 3 when it lands and actually widens because of some of this wind shear, just the sheer force of this, the danger of this on the ground? What would you say to folks watching tonight?
Yeah, I would say shelter in place. My wife and I live in downtown Tampa, and she evacuated with my son a few days ago. Anybody who's still there, I would advocate to shelter in place, because I think this storm could be catastrophic depending on where it makes landfall.
Lieutenant Commander Rannenberg, thanks so much for being here tonight. We're glad you're back on the ground and safe.
Thank you.
They really do incredible work. Meantime, here in Tampa, of course, they've been bracing for the storm surge that comes right after a hurricane makes landfall, the dangerous flooding also on the way. They're also concerned about the construction cranes in St. Petersburg in these 120-mile-an-hour winds. Whit Johnson here in Tampa on that part of the story tonight.
Tonight, as Milton slams ashore, authorities in Tampa, the largest city in the path, with a dire warning.
For those of you that were punched by Hurricane Helene, this is going to be a knockout.
Tampa's fire chief telling me it's all hands on deck. But for those who didn't evacuate, rescue teams are now on hold during the storm.
So you're essentially on your own?
Yes, you're pretty much on your own. If you don't get out, you're pretty much on your own. And we don't want to hear that. We don't want any casualties with this storm.
More than 3 million people call the Tampa metro area home, many packing shelters. And tonight, they've added 3 more.
It's frightening. It's frightening.
Gloria McNair evacuated her senior living complex, taking her 10-year-old grandson to this emergency shelter.
I didn't leave the first storm, Helene. I stayed home. But this one is a little different, so I'm not going to take a chance.
Statewide, officials say they can safely shelter more than 200,000 people, and no one will be turned away. In St. Petersburg, fears that giant high-rise cranes could spin or come crashing down. The mayor urging residents near construction sites downtown to evacuate or move to an inner area without windows. And there are still piles of debris left behind by Helene that could be sent airborne by Milton's 100+ mile-per-hour winds. Officials say they cleared about 80% of it before weather conditions forced them to stop.
And David, officials now say more than 13,000 people are spending the night in shelters in the Tampa area. As you can see, conditions are rapidly deteriorating and only going to get worse. Milton is expected to drop up to a foot of rain here on top of that record storm surge. For those who did not evacuate, now is the time to hunker down. David?
Whit Johnson on the ground here in Tampa with us. Whit, thank you. We will stay on this hurricane throughout the night with live coverage on our digital channel, ABC News Live, and later tonight, a special edition of Nightline, and of course, GMA, first thing in the morning. We do have one more note tonight on these hurricanes. President Biden saying federal help will be here for the people of Florida, and he addressed the misinformation about the response after Hurricane Helene. He says the falsehoods spread by former President Trump. I want to bring in Mary Bruce at the White House. And Mary, let's listen to what the president said late today, and then we'll get your reaction on the backside.
Over the last few weeks, there's been a reckless and irresponsible and relentless promotion of disinformation and outright lies about what's going on. It's undermining confidence in the people in Florida, and incredible rescue and recovery work that has been undertaken. Literally, there are thousands of fellow Americans who are putting their lives at stake and putting on the line to do the dangerous work that needs to be done now. And it's harmful to those who most need the help. Quite frankly, these lies are un-American. and there is simply no place for them. Not now, not ever. Former President Trump has led this onslaught of lies. They're saying that money needed for these crises are being diverted to migrants. What the heck are they talking about? Stop it. It's outrageous. It's just not true.
President Biden late today on these lies and misinformation. He called it un-American, Mary.
David, the president said these claims are reckless, ridiculous, and that it has to stop. And tonight, he's trying to set the record straight. He is urging those in Milton's path to listen to their local officials and to follow their safety guidelines. And he is surging resources to the area. Thousands of federal responders, he says, are on the ground and poised to help. The president's message tonight, speaking directly to the American people: we have your back. David.
Mary Bruce live at the White House tonight. Mary, thank you. In the meantime, we're going to move on now to the other news tonight. The alarming scene in the cockpit during a flight from Seattle to Istanbul. The captain of a Turkish Airlines passenger jet, seen in a photo obtained by a state-run news outlet, suddenly losing consciousness and then dying mid-flight. Other pilots on board making an emergency landing at New York's JFK airport. There's no word yet tonight on a possible cause of death. Tonight, new bombshell allegations against Sean Diddy Combs, a lawyer now claiming up to 120 alleged victims now intend to sue Combs. And the lawyer alleging the accusations actually show a changing pattern of abuse, women and men. Combs denies the allegations, and here's Aaron Katersky now.
Sean Combs has been at the apex of the music industry for nearly 30 years. Tonight, a lawyer says a growing number of alleged victims are coming forward to accuse Combs of being a sexual predator for much of that time.
What's been alleged is incredibly horrifying.
Attorney Andrew Van Arsdale says he has been collecting claims against Combs from scores of women and men, some who say they were minors at the time, alleging they were invited into the hip-hop mogul's luxurious world, drugged and sexually assaulted, often on tape. After collecting so many allegations, the attorney says he noticed a gender difference.
It seemed before 2005, it was men and women equally. And then after 2005, it seemed to switch a little bit, at least for the reports that have come into us. It almost went 90% to men being sexually assaulted.
So far, none of these alleged victims has filed a lawsuit against Combs, and his attorney says Combs emphatically and categorically denies as false and defamatory any claim that he sexually abused anyone, including minors. Combs has also pleaded not guilty to criminal charges, and tonight his lawyer, David, is asking for an expedited trial to start as soon as April. David?
Aaron Katersky with us tonight. Aaron, thank you. Much more on this expanding case tonight, a special edition of 2020, The Secret Life of Diddy. That's 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on ABC. In the meantime, when we come back here tonight, the small plane crash, multiple people dead tonight, how they found the plane. Also, a well-known star revealing her battle with breast cancer tonight. And a landmark building that you'll know comes crashing down in Las Vegas, and you'll see that in a moment here. Tonight, authorities are investigating a deadly plane crash on California's Catalina Island. Police say 5 people were killed when their plane went down shortly after takeoff. A cellular device sending an automatic 911 SOS, alerting first responders to the location of that crash. When we come back here tonight, the well-known actress revealing her battle with cancer tonight and her message. And the landmark Las Vegas building that came crashing down today. You'll see it in a moment. Tonight, actress Jenna Fisher revealing her battle with an aggressive form of breast cancer. Best known for her role in The Office, she says she was diagnosed in December. She underwent chemotherapy and radiation treatments. She now says she feels great. She is urging women to get their mammograms. In Las Vegas, a landmark standing nearly 70 years has gone down tonight. Under a major fireworks display and a sign in the sky reading "Thank you," the famed Tropicana Hotel imploded to make room for a new stadium for the former Oakland A's. When we come back tonight, you can tell this hurricane has made landfall. We'll go right back to Ginger with the latest on the track of this hurricane, where it heads next, now that it's on land. Hurricane Milton has just made landfall here. Let's get right back to Ginger Z. Ginger?
David, we've been seeing debris float through the surge here, and you've got that vicious northwest eye wall at least for another hour or two, and then it's going to slice through the state. Orlando prepared, Daytona Beach as well. We're going to be watching this thing exit by tomorrow afternoon. David?
We will be right here through this with you, Ginger. Thank you, Ginger. Thank you all at home, and I'll see you from Florida tomorrow night, right here on World News Tonight. From all of us here, good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir America's most watched newscast.